10 American things I miss about living, guess where, in America. My friends, I really wonder what those things are. And from what I understand, this is an American living abroad. So, should be a fascinating one. But before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much. Is the best way to show support. Now, if you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Link for the original video in my description and let's play it.
Yes, I know. This may seem kind of ridiculous.
What?
I mean, it's just a store, but man.
Just a store? She's talking about Walmart. 100%.
Man.
Let's go, my friends.
Hey friends, it's Misha from the Global.
Hey, friends. I am the one that uses that expression. Hey, my friend. Actually, okay. Hey, my friend.
Expats, and today I am talking all about the 10 things I miss the most about living in America. So you guys may have seen the video I made on why I don't miss living in the States.
Why? Okay, this one seems a bit more controversial. My friends, if you like controversial stuff, leave me the number 4 if I should take a look at that one. Probably you guys will not be happy, but different perspective.
And if you missed it, you can catch it here. But there definitely are things that I do miss about living in America that you don't fully appreciate until you lose access to them. This list isn't in any particular order.
You know, can I do a couple of predictions? Now I'm going with Walmart because of the introduction. I'm gonna go with Skippy. That's an amazing peanut butter. Maybe Jif or Jif or whatever, the way you say it. And American food in general.
But the one I'm saving till the end is the biggest thing I miss. Just a disclaimer, this is definitely a first world problem list. But
sure.
I can't help it, America spoils you in a lot of ways. So kicking off the list is Target. Yes.
Okay, damn it. I knew it would be between Target, Costco, and Walmart. I thought Walmart would be the one. But Target is also very famous, right, my friends? Do you guys prefer Target to Walmart?
You in a lot of ways. So kicking off the list is Target.
Okay,
yes,
Target.
I know. This may seem kind of ridiculous. I mean, it's just a store.
It's
but
not.
Man, I didn't realize just how much I love Target.
Look, my friend, I love Target and I never went to Target. And I miss Target. Even if it makes no sense, I know, but American stores, my friends, are so massive.
Until I could no longer go. I mean, yeah, sure. Did I walk into Target maybe needing one item and walking out $100 later with like 30 things I all of a sudden decided on the spot?
Capitalism, baby.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Right? Happens to the best of us. But now I'm like, man, I kind of miss just spending my money there. I miss giving them my money. I haven't been to America in pretty much 2 years now, and I'm still on Target's email list. And sometimes when I'm feeling kind of homesick, I will click on them or go to Target's website and literally just peruse the website and look at what they have, even though I can't get any of it. It just kind of makes me feel like I'm there, you know? Kind of embarrassed to admit that, but whatever. The next thing...
Oh, friends, actually, tell me in the comments, from the major stores you guys have in America, let's say Costco, Walmart, and Target, if you end up leaving America, which store do you think you will miss the most?
The thing I miss about living in America is celebrating holidays to the next level.
Yeah.
In the States,
like 4th of July, Americans go so crazy.
I mostly live primarily between LA and Chicago. So 2 big cities, there's lots of stuff going on all the time in general, but the degree to which we celebrate St. Patrick's Day, Halloween, 4th of July, even Christmas. Like, SantaCon happens around Christmas time in a bunch of the major cities around the US, and it's basically a giant citywide bar crawl where everybody dresses up like Santa or in some
My friends, Americans know how to party. Can we all agree with that?
Christmas getup, day drinking and bar hopping, and it is so much fun. And in Chicago on St. Patrick's Day, they dye the river green, there's bar crawls all over the...
What the hell? The river is green? Oh, my friends, if I went there and I had no idea, I would thought, yeah, this river is disgusting. How the hell do they make this?
The city, there's a parade, and the cities deck themselves out in decorations for all these different events. It's awesome. Like a lot of American things, it's very obnoxious, but it's so much fun that I like don't even care. Normally I hate how obnoxious things are in the States, but I gotta admit, they have the holidays handled and I really, really miss it. Next up, it's 2 words. Boozy brunch. If you talk to any
Boozy brunch? No idea.
of my friends or anybody that knows me, they will tell you how much I love a bottomless mimosa brunch. Because then you start drinking champagne at breakfast and then it kind of always ends up turning into an all-day event where you're just day drinking with your friends and having a good time, and they always end up being the most fun days, and I really, really
I never started drinking champagne in the morning, my friends.
miss doing boozy brunch with my friends. This was definitely 100% a first world problem. I'm sorry. The next one kind of goes with the first one, and that is the access to online shopping, and especially Amazon. Now, when we're living in Europe, this actually isn't too bad. They do have Amazon there now, and it's become...
Oh, come on, Amazon. I mean, I'm happy that I have access to Amazon in Spain. Yes, it's in Spain, my friends. I prefer to not talk about that. But Amazon here in Europe, from what I understand, does not compare with Amazon in America. Is basically you know, think about this. You go to AliExpress to buy a brand. No, this is a bad comparison. No, I don't know what the hell I'm saying. But basically, America is here, Amazon Europe is below the table. Okay?
Becoming more of a thing. But when we're in South Africa, it's just, forget about it. Like, I haven't had access to Amazon for like 2 years now.
Okay, I had no idea she was in South Africa. Now makes more sense even.
Just take a moment of silence if we can. It hurts. I'm not gonna
believe
lie. Also around the holidays here, like the lack of options for the holidays, for Christmas, for decorations, for gifts, like Amazon is the place to go. If I can't find it at Target, I'm definitely gonna find it on Amazon. But here...
Well, to be fair, my friends, I bought some stuff for the 4th of July on Amazon, so I should not be talking bad about Amazon in Spain, because I spend a good amount of money. First time I will celebrate the 4th of July.
It's like, no,
you guys will
don't
see
have access to any of that. And then the stuff that you can buy is expensive and the selection sucks. So now I'm paying more money for something that I don't even think is that cute. And then I'm like, man, this is so cheap on Amazon. I wish I could just get it shipped here. But then shipping costs like $100. So yeah, it's a whole thing. I really, really miss online shopping and Amazon.
But here, my friends, okay, comparing with South Africa, Europe is doing really well. But comparing with America, we are not doing as well. You know, because Americans really have a lot of websites. I think America embraces capitalism so much for the good or for the good or for the worst that in terms of having options, no other country comes close.
So much. The next thing I miss about living in the States is the variety and the amount of options you have. In the States, I'll admit, sometimes I feel like there's too much to choose from, like the amount of options.
This is a stupid argument, my friends. Every time I see this argument, sorry, great video so far. This lady is doing an incredible job. But what the hell is this logic? Too much options? This is not an argument.
For things can be super overwhelming and you're like...
This is basically saying, I don't have self-responsibility, please protect me. No, my friends, a lot of options. I like that.
From like the amount of options for things can be super overwhelming and you're like, what do I even pick? And you end up wasting time reading this and that because you can't tell the difference between stuff because there's just so many options. But I must admit, once that gets...
But the opposite is even worse. You know, I went to my supermarket to buy peanut butter. I had just Skippy. Not complaining because I think Skippy is amazing. But I would love to have Jif, Peter Pan. People told me this is a brand in America. I'm not sure. But you guys get what I'm trying to say? I would love to have different brands just to compare them. I have Skippy and that's it. And I'm thankful for that.
taken away from you and you have like
Sorry, I also have Portuguese brands, but those are disgusting, so they don't count. Portuguese products, really good. Portuguese peanut butter, don't wish that to your worst enemy.
but I must admit, once that gets taken away from you and you have like, you go from like all the options to no options, you start realizing like what a blessing that problem was when you didn't know what to pick because there was just so many things to pick from. Oh, what a terrible
It's a bad
problem
argument
to have. And this is definitely true when it comes to food. I love all types of food. And in the States, I mean, we have Little Italy, we have Chinatown, we have Korean barbecue, amazing Mexican food, Indian food, like all.
Why are we talking about Chinese food, Indian food, Mexican food? What about American food, my friend?
These delicious foods from all around the world that are basically right at your fingertips. Like you could literally order it on a food app and it'll be brought to your door.
No, but that's awesome.
But when I live overseas, you can find some things here and there, but a lot of the times they're like not that great, or you're just like, I got a burrito here once and I was like, this isn't a burrito, like what are they doing? I need to go back into the kitchen and show them how to make a burrito like they have.
The only time I had burritos, my friends, was in Taco Bell. There is a Taco Bell here. The experience was okay at best.
In like the west coast of the States. The next thing I miss is how efficient things run in America.
What?
Now, I know there's definitely, this isn't true across the board. There's definitely things that, you know, get messed up and they take time and you're like, ugh. But for the most part, things run pretty smoothly. And you can understand, even if you're going through a process, like you can understand what the steps are. But in other countries, like when we've lived, it's like you call a place to get, like, let's say I'm trying to apply for my residency and I'm trying to get my paperwork in order and make sure I'm not like doing anything illegal and I have the right forms and all this kind of stuff. And you'll call and they'll tell you one thing. So you're like, oh, okay. And then you get your stuff in order and then you call back and another person answers, but then they give you a different answer. And then there's another answer online for the forms that you need. And it's like, and that's just like one example. There's so many things where I'm just like, what is going on? Like, I'm just trying to like submit this one thing and it should be like pretty.
Actually, I relate with this a lot, my friends. I love Europe, to be honest, but there is a lot of rules. There is a lot of bureaucracy. Is that the word in English? Well, I speak American, as you guys are aware. But drives me crazy. I believe in America is a bit different, at least from what I've been reacting, and other Americans also tend to tell me that.
Pretty straightforward, but it's not, and you're getting all these different answers, and you can't get a straight answer from people. So I definitely miss just, like, the structure and the efficiency of things. Makes getting things done very difficult and really frustrating. So my patience has definitely improved, and you just gotta like roll with the punches, but I really miss being able to get things done chop chop. The next one is trial and error. So back home, you know, when you live somewhere, you know the brands, you know the products. Like when you go to the grocery store, you know what brand and what flavor yogurt you like, and you know what kind of toothpaste, and just like the little everyday things. But when you live overseas, it's like you have to start all the way back at the beginning. Like sometimes you'll see a familiar brand that you know, but a lot of the times it's new brands that you've never even heard of. And it becomes a process of trial and error with a lot of things, like food, like yogurt, let's say. You don't know if like this is the one that you're gonna like or what. With hair products, my hair is naturally curly, so I need the right gel so I don't look like a poodle. And if I buy the wrong
I buy Old Spicy
gel, it's really not a good situation. And I remember one time I actually went to buy a hairspray and I was like, oh, this looks pretty good. I spent like 10 minutes looking at all the hairsprays. And then when I got home and I used it, 2 minutes later, my hair looked wet. Like it looked like I had stepped, not even in the shower, because it was so oily. It looked like I had dunked my head into a vat of oil. And I was like, what's going on? I just washed it and I used the hairspray to fix my hair. I was like, how is this possible? My hair never looks like this. What's going on? And then I'm like looking at this hairspray bottle and like somewhere on the back that I missed, it said it was like an oil sheen or something. And I was like, what the heck? So you do end up wasting some money trying different products to see what works.
See, my friends, I don't have this problem. Look, my wife have shampoo, a lot of things, some type of air conditioner. No, it's not air conditioner. Air condition is another thing. Some type of condition to the air. To the hair. Air. See, English is difficult. Look at that word. Hair. Hair. Sounds the same to me. But you guys know what I'm talking about. A lot of specific products to make hair look good. I have shampoo. That's it. And this is a great one. Old Spicy. You guys know that brand? The American one. I love it.
Works and what doesn't work, and if you like something or if you don't like something. So trial and error has definitely become a big part of my life overseas, and I miss just being able to go to the store and know exactly what I'm buying and know what I like and know what's not gonna make me look like I just dunked my head into a vat of oil. The next thing I miss is air conditioning and heat.
Talking about hair, we go into hair. Damn, sounds the same. My hair conditioner. See, it's tricky, my friends. For you sounds easy, but for me it's tricky. This thing, I actually have tremendous news. In a couple of days, I will have air condition in my home. Yeah. Big money.
In the States, most houses and apartments.
No, but to be fair, it was more expensive that I was thinking. That said, the summer is right in the corner, so right around the corner, I need that. The last year was a bit problematic, and this year I have a kid, so I really need the air conditioning.
Conditioning and heat. For the most part, in this.
I'm okay, because I have a different system. But to make me chill a bit, it was a problem.
States, most houses and apartments have a thermostat. They have a central air system, right? You kind of set it to the perfect temperature, and you're just chilling.
Technology.
It's so nice. But overseas, it's actually like not too common to have that. Like you might have a radiator and things like that, but as far as a central air system goes, it's not as common as it is in America.
It's not.
So if it's really cold, you kind of got to turn the radiator on and heat yourself up. If it's really hot, you turn the fans on and you open the windows and, you kind of get that stuff going. And I really miss just being able to like set the temperature and just be done with it, Again, this is...
I don't know how that feels, but in, let's say 2 weeks, I can make an update to this video.
Definitely a first world problem thing, but on the days when it's really, really hot or really, really cold, it's not great.
Yeah.
Those are definitely the days I miss it the most. The next thing I miss is fast and accessible Wi-Fi.
We have it pretty good in my country.
You can find it, it's just not that easy. And a lot of the times the bandwidth just isn't as good or as intense as it is in the States. So like, let's say we're doing something, if someone turns on Netflix or if someone's FaceTiming, it like tanks the internet. And especially when Mateo and I are uploading our videos to our channel here and we set it to upload, sometimes it would take 8 hours. 8 hours for our video to just process on YouTube. Like I would set it to upload as we're going to sleep, and then I would wake up 8 hours later and it still hasn't hit 100%.
That's crazy, my friends. I upload my videos in like 2 or 3 minutes.
Not gonna lie, tried not to lose my mind. So
That's
I
crazy,
said I would
actually.
be saving the biggest thing I miss until the end.
Oh boy. Let's see, my friends. Moment of truth. What if she says Gans or something? No. Unlikely, right? I'm still going with peanut butter.
And that is missing out on life events for friends.
Yeah, and this makes more sense. Now I feel like a really bad person. Yeah, missing friends and family. Yeah, it makes more sense.
Friends and family. This part definitely sucks about living overseas. Like, as much as I love my life and I love the adventures me and Mateo are on together and all the things that we do and the fact that we're able to live out our dream, I feel so fortunate for that. But I knew it would come with sacrifices of spending time with friends and family and being there for these events. And honestly, it sucks. Like, it's probably the worst thing about not living in the States and not living at home is that you just miss out on so much. And it's been the thing that's been the hardest for me to deal with. As much as I love Target and Amazon, it is still very hard to miss things like birthday celebrations and weddings and bachelorette parties, and when my friends take, a girls trip to Vegas that we used to do every year. And you're just no longer a part of these things. Like, you know, sometimes they'll FaceTime me in, and that's really sweet, and to, you know, to make me feel included and like I'm there. That memory making and those celebrations with friends and family that I really, really, really miss. And I hope it won't stay this way forever, you know. I definitely am trying my best to get home for things like weddings and different things like that. But this is definitely...
I think most immigrants would say probably the same. You know, missing families is the worst.
Definitely the thing I miss the most, and I wish I could just teleport myself home every time there was even the smallest of events, just to make those memories and have that time with the people that I love and that are very special to me. If you live abroad, comment below and let me know what...
Okay, my friends, thank you so much for watching this with me. It was a really interesting video. I think she actually made great points. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the things she ended up mentioning here, I relate, others not that as much, for example, like the Wi-Fi. But yeah, my friends, tell me your perspective about this and see you guys in the next one. Bye.